there! Welcome to my studio. I'm Veronica Ceci, and today we're going to talk about the creature mural. Everything that I do, no matter how large scale it is, starts out with pen and paper, in this case a marker drawing. For me, it's just the best way to get started. The building that I was creating this piece for was very weathered, and it made more sense rather than trying to smooth out that very rough wood surface with all these years of flaky paint on it to get blank boards and paint and print on them here underneath the carport at the house that I share with several roommates, and then to later attach them. In the process photos that you'll see all the junk that lives in our driveway, which is just the accumulated years of many ins and outs of roommates moving and leaving things behind. Because I was working at home as opposed to directly onto the building, I was able to freehand the creature. I knew which parts of it were supposed to be on which boards from the drawings and very careful measurements that I have done. In terms of color, I have an established palette that I like to work with from previous murals that I've done. I like things to be really bright and saturated so that they read well from a distance. I have over 2 decades of experience in the field of printmaking. And even though I don't print all the time anymore, printmaking still really informs everything that I do. This is a block printed piece that's behind me. And one of the things that I brought to the table with this particular piece was I printed the scales on the monster. And like everything that I work on, I went a little overboard with the scales, which you'll see. I can't help it. I've found that working with a soft eraser block is best for hard surfaces. I draw out my design in pencil and then carve into it with special knives and print it directly onto the wall or wood. I've been experimenting with inks. Every time I work this way, I get my ink consistency a little bit better and always learn a little something for the next time. The scale block is a tessellated shape so it can fit back into itself and repeat infinitely. The block has 36 different scales in it, and there's a different creature in each of those 36 different scales. I did go a little overboard. The majority of this mural is well above eye level, so there's only a handful of moments that people will actually be able to see from the ground, but it still was a lot of fun to create this block. Installing the piece was very exciting, but I was a little nervous just because I had done all this work at home and couldn't be sure that everything was going to fit perfectly around all these doors and windows until we put it up. And thankfully it all was fine, maybe a teeny bit off here and there, less than a 1/4 inch, but whew, it worked out. We were able to put up the mural in just a few hours, maybe 3 or 4, perhaps not even. It did take several sets of hands, and thank you, Robert and Karina, for your help with this part of it. Just the boards were so large, there was no way that one person could hold it and drill it into the wall at the same time. Once all the boards were up, it's really important to make it sort of seamless by painting all of the edges so that from a distance you don't see any interruption of like the inside of the windowsill. These types of things take almost longer than putting up the mural, but they're well worth it. They really make a difference in how it views from a distance. Creature is my most recent piece. We installed it just a few weeks ago. Of course, the internet is forever, so whenever you encounter this video, it may have been quite some time from the actual installation. I really do enjoy doing murals. It's a different way of thinking about art, and I'm open for commissions and public art opportunities. I'd love to hear from you if you are interested in hiring me for something. All of my contact information will be at the end. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today, and I hope we can make art together soon.